What's up, Real Beauty Bosses? It is Katie here coming at you live this Monday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. I hope you are all having a fantastic start to your week, kicking everything off with a bang. Today I have a super awesome lesson coming at you guys that will get you ready to roll and stepping into that I am a businesswoman or I am a businessman persona. It's a little hot in here, so let me shed some layers. But super excited to get this going for you guys. As you are hopping on, be sure to type in hashtag live down below if you're catching me live, hashtag replay if you are catching my replay. That way I know that you are here, that you're listening, that you're watching me, and that way, you know, we can chit chat with each other, and it's fun that way. So if you're catching me live, hashtag live below. If you're catching the replay, hashtag replay below. I'm gonna pull up the comments on my computer. That way we can see everything that is going on. I can see you guys chit chatting with me. I see Jessica's here. Hello, baby girl, how you doing? Let's see here. There we go, I've got the live stream pulled up. And we are rocking and rolling. What is our topic of the week this week? It is the 10 numbers that every single salon, spa, or beauty professional needs to know for themselves, for their business, in order to lead a successful business. At the end of the day, here's the thing. We can't fly blind anymore. If we want to reach big goals, if we want to reach $10,000 a month, $25,000 a month, $50,000 a month, hell, if we want to be like Bree and be hitting $100,000 a month, we have to have a roadmap laid out. We have to have our numbers down lock. We have to have all these things together or we're not going to get there, because all these different numbers lays out the roadmap to get to where we want to go. And without knowing these things, we're flying blind. We have no direction. We can't see where we're lacking in our business or where we're doing better than expected in our business, okay? We can't just go off of feeling like, ooh, yeah, I feel like I made a lot more this month. Or, ooh, like, yeah, I did more in revenue this month. That's great, awesome, I'm on track. We can't just go off those things anymore. We have to have a roadmap in place. One of the best statements I've ever heard said by a very, very smart business owner, way smarter than myself, is what gets measured gets managed. And if we're not measuring where we're at with retail, with, you know, how much each of our employees are bringing us, or any of these things, if we're not measuring things, if we're not measuring numbers, if we're not measuring the numbers that we are doing, then we can't manage it. We can't say where we're lacking or where we're succeeding or figure out where to go from here. We can't do any of that. So I'm gonna give you guys today the 10 biggest numbers, the 10 most crucial numbers that every single person who runs or operates solo or with team and staff, a salon or spa, has to know, okay? Has to be familiar with, has to be able to pull on a day-to-day basis and know what they are, okay? Now, I'm not saying these are the only 10 numbers you need to know. We can go a whole lot deeper with this topic. These are just the top 10 that if you have a good gauge on these, you will have a clear roadmap, a clear idea of where you're at now and where you can go from here, okay? So without further ado, we're gonna go ahead and dive in. Before we do hop in though, if you are new catching this live, if you have never joined me on one of these live trainings before, I want you to comment down below who you are, what you do, where you're from, because I'm trying to meet ya. I want to know who you are. I want to know all about you, because the more I know about you, what you do, what services you provide, who you serve, etc., the better that we can cater these live trainings to you, okay? I'm not here for my breath. I'm not here for my health. I am here to serve you and to help you, and the only way I can do that is if I know you, okay? So comment down below who you are, what you do, where you're from. If this is your first time catching this training, if you are catching me live, hashtag live down below. If you catching my replay, hashtag replay, okay? Let's go ahead and dive into it. Very first number we got, okay, that you need to know as a small business owner. It's probably the most obvious. Y'all like my little slides? Revenue, okay? How much money did I make this month? How much money was taken out of my clients' pockets and put into my pockets, okay? What is the dollar amount on that? If you are using a credit card processor like Stripe or Square, I believe Vagaro has one built into it if I'm not mistaken. If you're using any of those, they should automatically be able to give you this number. But regardless, you want to know how much money did I make this week, this month, etc. Okay? I really need you guys to get in the habit of no longer only looking at your numbers on a week-by-week basis, okay? Oh, I made $500 this week. Oh, we did $1,000 this week. I made $3,000 this week, okay? Businesses look at their books on a month-to-month basis. A week-by-week snapshot does not give you enough information to see whether or not you are truthfully growing in the right direction, okay? You want to be looking at these numbers. Of course, you want to have the week-by-week available to you, but you want to make decisions on the month-by-month, okay? Because at the end of the day, the difference between a $500 and a $600 week makes you think that you're growing. But in reality, it could be a $2,000 month compared to a $1,500 month, in which case you know that you did not grow, right? So we want to be looking at things on a month-by-month basis. So revenue, that's that first number, okay? If anybody has any questions over what revenue is or anything like that, go ahead and type it down below. But revenue, it's the number one number we want to know. The number one number. So ironic, okay? Revenue, type a 1 in the chat right now if you do track your revenue every single month. You know right now off the top of your head what it is and you can tell me. Type a 2 in the chat if it's something that you're lacking. If maybe you haven't looked at that number because it's a little scary for you and you're like, ooh, I really don't want to look at it. I'm a little afraid. I don't know what it was this month. Okay, let me know. Christy looks at it. Travis looks at it. Jessica looks at it. You go, guys. Okay, that is number 1. Christine said too, she's a little scared to look at that number. Hey, I feel you. I feel you on it, okay? It's a scary number to look at, but sometimes we just got to bite the bullet and we got to stay aware because it's the only way we're going to grow is if we get comfortable looking at things that make us uncomfortable. Number 2, your overhead, okay? What does this mean? Your overhead is your rent, your utilities, what you pay in insurance, any softwares that you're using. So if you're paying for Gloss Genius or Vagaro or anything like that, your processing fees with your credit card company. If you're using Stripe or Square, they charge you 2.6% plus 30 cents of every single charge you run, okay? You need to know what that is for you, okay? So what is your overhead on a monthly basis? How much does it cost you to stay in business for a week? Or how much does it cost you to stay in business for a month? Okay, we need to know these things. Because if we know this, then we know what's our break-even point, which is basically where you brought in the exact amount of money that went out, so you broke even, or when are we profiting? How much money do I have to make to be ahead of my overhead, okay? How much does it cost me to stay in business? This is your bottom line, okay? This is the bare minimum that you should allow yourself to make each month. You should be making a hell of a lot more than this, but nonetheless, you know that your overhead, however much you're spending on this is your bottom line, okay? So what is your overhead? Type a 1 in the chat if right now you know your overhead. You know exactly how much you are going to be spending this month to the penny to stay in business. 1 in the chat if you know it. 2 in the chat if it's a calculation you need to add up, okay? I literally want to see you guys. I mean, I can't see you, but you know what I mean. I want you guys to have a pen and paper out right now writing these things down. If you don't know your overhead, write down what needs to be in it. Rent, utilities, okay? Do you have to pay for your power? Do you have to pay for water? What do you have to pay for to keep the lights on, okay? Insurance, what kind of insurance do you have to have for your business? That's included in your overhead. How much are you paying for that every month? You need to know this number. Software, what softwares are you using? Do you pay Wix to have your website up? Do you pay Gloss Genius or Vagaro for booking links, okay? Do you pay for any of these things? You need to know that number. So write it down, get familiar, know these numbers for yourself, okay? If you have any questions about overhead, throw it in the chat. We will talk about it, but get to know this number, 110%. What is our third number we need to know? It's my favorite. It should be yours too. How much am I profiting every single month? Y'all, these slides, they're great, okay? It's on like this fancy cardboard-ish paper. Profit. How much am I profiting each month, okay? How much money is actually going in my pocket, okay? After I pay out my employees, I pay for my product, I pay my overhead, I pay for any retail I have on the shelves, any education that I have, any other business expenses, anything that I pay for the business. After I spend all of that money, how much did I profit? Okay, how much money goes back in my pocket, or can I put back into the business at the end of the month, okay? Profit is calculated on a monthly basis, okay? Christy has a good question. She said, is product and retail included in your overhead? Not necessarily, okay? So your overhead is basically what does it take to keep the lights on? So product and retail are more so your cost. So additional costs that come out, they're not fixed, they're variable. So they change with how many services are provided and things like that. That's why they kind of fluctuate. So those aren't included in your overhead, but they are still a cost that comes out to calculate your profit, okay? So overhead is just a portion of your cost. Does that make sense? Let me know. Type in the chat if that made sense, okay? So there's your overhead, and then in addition to overhead, you have whatever you spent on product and retail, et cetera, et cetera. But nonetheless, those all combined, you pull those out of your revenue and you get your profit. Type a 1 in the chat if you can tell me your profit right off your head right now. Type a 2 in the chat if you cannot. If you can't tell me how much money you actually made last month. Why is this number important? Because let's say this month you have your best month ever and you're like, oh my God, Katie, I made $6,000. Okay, how much did we profit? What if at the end of the month we didn't calculate this and we only profited like $500 because our overhead and all of our costs to do business were so high? Are we moving in the right direction then? Or are there things we need to fix? Because if we keep trying to scale and keep just trying to bring new clients in the door, when our profit for the whole month was say $500, then we are heading in the wrong direction. We have things we need to fix before we start bringing any more clients in. Okay, so knowing your profit will tell you whether or not you're actually moving in the right direction in your business. Jordan and I had to confront this really hard about 6 months ago. We were like, oh my God, this is so great. We had such a good month. And then we looked at the bank account and it was like, oh, you profited only 4% of what you brought in. Talk about just like a punch to the stomach, like a gut wrencher. It's like, I'm sorry, what, huh? Then you know, okay, I spent way too much this month and we got to dial it back a little bit. Where do I need to cut? What maybe softwares am I not using? Is my product line too expensive? Do I need to go for something else? Is my, my location that I am using, is that actually serving me to the highest level, or should I find a cheaper location? All these different things, these different decisions come from knowing these numbers, okay? Amy said, would ads be an overhead or cost? Ads are not your overhead. Ads would be in your cost, strictly because your lights are still on and you can still do business without ads running. Okay, so think of it that way. Are your lights still on and are you still able to do business without it? If you are, it goes into your regular costs and not necessarily your overhead to keep the lights on at the end of the month. But profit, okay? Know it. If you don't know it, I want you to write down right now how to calculate it, okay? Every single, which it's quite simple, every single penny that you spent on your business this month, take it out of your revenue. How much is left over? That is how much you profited, okay? Is it a number you're proud of, or is it a number you would like to see higher? Because at the end of the day, that profit is what's going to send your kids to summer camp. It's what's going to pay the college tuition. It's what's going to pay your home rent. It's what's going to pay your home utilities. It's what's going to cover all of these things. So is it a number you're comfortable with? Because that's how much you took home. Okay, that revenue number, no matter how high or awesome it seems, the profit is what's the reality, okay? So let's know our profit. After profit, what do we also need to know? How many clients, number of clients, did I see weekly or monthly? Rachel said QuickBooks is a phenomenal way of generating a P&L reports. For anyone here who doesn't know, P&L is called a profit and loss report. So you know how much money you profited, or on the downside, how much money you lost. QuickBooks is a fantastic software that can calculate most of these numbers for you. It is a paid software, so just keep that in mind, but I think the basic account that you guys would need is like 15 bucks a month, okay? Super simple. But nonetheless, number of clients seen. Why do we want to know this number? Because I don't know about you, but I would much rather be making, let's say, 5K and seeing 50 clients versus making 5K and seeing 500 clients. Okay, I know that's obviously a very wide spectrum there, but you get the point of, if you know how many clients you are servicing for a certain amount of revenue coming in, you know kind of how you can adjust and how a raise in prices might be able to help you take back better control of your time and things like that, okay? So nonetheless, the number you need to know in order to make a decision like that is the number of clients that you have seen on a weekly or a monthly basis, okay? This number right here is also going to go into several numbers that we are going to find out later down the road in the next couple of slides, okay? But regardless, number of clients seen. How many of you can tell me how many clients you saw last week or how many clients you saw last month? That is a number that we need to know, okay? So that one's pretty self-explanatory, quite straightforward. The next one, I've been grilling y'all about this for weeks. Retail revenue. How much revenue have I made from my retail? I don't care if you do lashes, if you do microblading, hair, aesthetics, if you rub on feet all day long, waxing, I don't care. There are products out there that complement your service. There are, and you as the expert are responsible for finding them, okay? Products that you can ethically add to your shelf that will serve your clientele to the highest level and help them achieve a better or longer term result, okay? I was at the hair salon this weekend. Carolyn asked me, what shampoo have you been using? Yikes, I was a little afraid to answer because it definitely was not a good one, okay? I answered and she gave me a horrified look. Why? Because she just dyed all this hair a gorgeous shade of blonde, and, well, Igor dyed it a gorgeous shade of blonde, and then Carolyn cut it, but regardless, they just did all that work on my hair, and I was about to go home and ruin it with some crappy shampoo. That's not serving me to the highest level, no. Providing me a quality shampoo and conditioner and additional products that serve my hair, keep this blonde lasting longer, keep it prettier, and all of the above is what's going to serve me to the highest level, and same thing with your clients. So you need to know how much revenue, total revenue, okay, I don't care about the profit of it, how much revenue in general are you bringing in from retail, okay? So the money you have made from retail purchases this week or month, etc., okay? Type a 1 down below if you know that number off the top of your head right now, how much money you have made from retail this week and this month. I'ma wait. Type a 2 if you ain't got a damn clue. If you just, see a shampoo purchase come in and you're like, ooh, extra money, yay, thanks. And you keep going about your day and you don't track it, okay? We gotta track these numbers, we gotta know these numbers. Why? Because they help us set goals and they help us make decisions, okay? Michelle Hefner said $0 in retail. Baby girl, we gotta change that, 110%. Karina, $0. I'ma kill y'all because we need to be focusing on retail 100%. And knowing this number regardless helps us know where we are lacking in our business, because if that number is 0 for you, if your retail revenue is 0, that is a major blind spot and a major hole in your business. And we'll get into a little bit more of what that means later, okay? But regardless, retail revenue, how much money am I bringing in from my retail? Tia Marie, 110 bucks this week. It's Monday. Girl, you go. Ring the bell. $110 from retail this week. Love it. Next number we need to know. What is our average service price per client? Okay, how do we calculate this? I got y'all a little calculation right here, a little formula, okay? So what is the total service revenue Okay, so not your retail revenue. This is where we want to separate them. So out of all the revenue I brought in this month, how much was from services only, no retail, okay? So we want to find that number. And then you want to divide it by the total number of clients you saw. Okay, so you remember we calculated that like 2 things ago, okay? So the total service revenue, okay, services only, divided by the total number of clients you saw. So let's say you brought in, just for easy math, $500 from your services this month, and you saw 5 clients. That means your average service cost per client is $100, okay? We'll go ahead and review that again. So the total amount of money you brought in from services this month was $500, and you saw 5 clients. That means your average service price is $100. Why do we want to know this? Here's why. Let's say that our services are an hour long. If your service is an hour long, we always will recommend your service be priced at a minimum of $100. You should be making for the service, not even retail included, just your service, $100 per 1 hour of your time. Rachel said 160 average ticket price. Love to see it, okay? You should be making $100 per an hour of your time. This will help you calculate that, okay? Am I on par? Am I getting at least minimum $100 out of each client I've seen, okay? Granted, if you can fit 4 clients in an hour, let's say it's waxing services, and you know your average service price is $25 is what you calculate here, that would still add up to $100 per an hour of your time, so you would be good, okay? So I hope that makes sense. Natasha said, does that mean any service? Yes, okay? We're calculating this for all services in general. Lashes take longer. If your lashes take 2 hours to put them on, you should be charging at least $200 for them, okay? You should be charging at least $100 per hour of your time. The longer the service, the longer the cost. Why? It's not just because you are delivering that client lashes. You are delivering them 2 hours of your day. You are delivering them your expertise. You are delivering them better confidence. You are delivering them quality lashes over just some Joe Schmo job off the street, as if they go to Amazing Lash or one of the chains or someone who just got out of school who just started doing them or anything like that. You provide them a premium, or at least let's hope you do. I don't know your work, I haven't seen it, but regardless, you know, if you're providing a premium service, you should be charging a premium price. If it takes 2 hours to do your job and you're an expert at what you do, you should be charging at least $200, okay? An hour of your time for $100. Karina said some lashes take 2 hours and some take 1 to do lashes, so it's a little tricky how to charge. I would argue that some who take less time, you could also take the angle of that you're more experienced, hence you can go faster, in which case you can still charge more off of that basis. Again, but only if you are experienced and you are delivering a quality product. Christy said people have been complaining about high prices because of COVID and my prices aren't even high. People are going to complain about high prices always, okay? We have sold things, products, services at $100. People complained about it being high. We've sold products and services at $6,000 and people complained about it being high. Doesn't matter if you're selling something for $1, $100, $1,000 or more, someone somewhere is always going to complain. At the end of the day, that one person probably not going to be your ideal client, and it's on to the next. Evolution is key said, what's a reasonable price for a new lash artist? That is on you to determine on if that lash artist is delivering a quality product. And you do need to charge based off experience and expertise as well. It does take a workup to charge that $100 per hour price point. But nonetheless, they still need to be charging at their level for what they're worth. If it's not a premium product yet, if they're not providing, you know, long-lasting quality lashes yet, they're still in the learning process, then yeah, maybe they should charge a little bit less and work their way up to that, okay? I'm not saying charge these prices to charge them. I'm saying charge these prices because you know you deserve them. Natasha said, I've not gone, have no clients. I don't even want to pay $200. Well, if you're not willing to pay that price for the service, then of course no one else is going to. Because if we're not confident in that price point in ourselves and we don't see the value, we can't ethically expect someone else to see the value, okay? You should charge what you see the value for in yourself. But there are people out there right now who are paying $300 for an initial set of lashes. There is a market for it who expects a premium product at a premium price. Same thing with hair. I paid $500 to get my hair done this weekend. $500, okay? I used to pay $100. But it's a far different quality of service because when I paid $100, my hair fried off. It was great. It's fantastic, loved it, okay? Different level of service, different price point, okay? So just keep that in mind. But regardless, average service price, okay? On average, how much does one client give you? This goes across every single product that you have. Every single service, excuse me. Every single service that you have. Okay? Next one. I can pick up my paper. Average retail per client. On average, when a client comes and they sit in your chair, how much revenue from retail are you gaining from them? Okay? Got to know this number. Why? Because you always want to be increasing it. Because if you're getting, on average, $5 per client on retail, we're doing something wrong, okay? So it depends on your services and how much your retail costs as far as what number would be right for you and your business that you want to aim for this. But knowing where you're at right now gives you a starting place to know where to aim to, okay? That's why we want to know this number. So how do we calculate it? What is the total dollar amount of revenue that we have made from retail? We calculated that earlier, remember? What is the total dollar amount from retail we brought in this week or this month, whatever time frame you're measuring it in? And then what is the total number of clients we have seen, okay? Not the total number of clients that have purchased retail, the total number of clients we have seen, even ones who didn't purchase retail, okay? Every single client that has walked through our door. So just to review, the total dollar amount of revenue that we have sold in a certain period, so let's just say last week. Let's say last week I sold $200 in revenue, and then let's say the total number of clients I saw last week was 20, okay? 200 divided by 20 is 10. That means on average I'm getting $10 in retail revenue per client. I don't know about you, but that's not a lot, and I would like to see it raised, okay? So knowing where your starting point is at with how many dollars in retail revenue you're getting from each client gives you a goal, okay? That way you could say, next month, I want to be making at least $20. Let's double it. I want to be making at least $20 in retail revenue per client. That way you know every single time, what product does this client ethically need that I can present to them to help me reach my goal, okay? It's at the front of your mind, 24/7. Michelle said, I just raised my price for permanent eyebrows because I'm booked out 90 days at the moment. That's the way to do it. Retail question, if they're coming to you for expensive services, do you then add expensive retail products or mid-range instead? It depends on what they ethically need. I do not suggest going one or the other just because you want to make more money or just because they've already given you a lot of money. What do they need? Okay, what ethically is going to help them get a better result and select that product to move forward with. Rachel said, yes, clients who spend money have money for retail too, 100%. Christy said, hold on you guys. Christy said, is there a way to get more info on how to be comfortable raising your prices and still getting retail sales? Yes. Christy, we have a raise your prices guide and like 2-hour training that's 100% free. So I will have one of my assistants reach out to you after this training. It'll probably be tomorrow and get that to you. It's a whole raise your prices guide. It's kick butt. It's a whole like 1 to 2 hour training. It's awesome. So that will be a great resource for you. Travis said for hair, if they spend that much, they need the best product to maintain their hair. 100%. You want to deliver whatever quality product is going to serve your client to the highest level, okay? Number one problem that we have in this industry is we expect that people just aren't going to be willing to give us that money or to purchase these things from us just right off the bat. We just expect that to be like Bible, like that's what it's going to be without even giving them the chance to tell us yes or no. We automatically assume it. And when we automatically assume that, we go into the conversation from the get-go with lack of confidence. And when you go into a selling scenario where you are trying to ethically give someone, you know, expert advice over this one product or another, then red flags are going to be popping up all over the place. They're not going to trust you anymore. They're not going to trust your expert opinion because you're already going into the conversation with a lack of confidence in yourself, and they can smell it from a mile away, okay? And I know every single one of you know this. If you've ever gone into a conversation where someone was trying to sell you something and from the get-go, they're stuttering over their words maybe, they're kind of backtracking, like they're already telling you that it's on Amazon too because they're fearful that you're gonna go there anyways. Any of these things, probably gonna wind up not buying from them. But if they go into the conversation with more confidence because they know that it can solve your problem, you are far more likely to pull out your wallet and purchase it, because if they're convinced it can solve your problem, it's that much easier for them to convince you. And it's the same flip-flop for you and your clients. If you are convinced that this product will yield a better result for your clientele, it's going to be that much easier to convince them of the same thing. But you have to be passionate about it first, and you have to be comfortable with the fact that it will help them. You have to be confident in the fact that it will help them. You have to be confident in the fact that it's going to do a hell of a lot more wonders than throwing Aussie shampoo at them or telling them to go snag a bottle of Clean and Clear, right? Evolution is key wants the Raise Your Price guide, and Natasha wants it too. 100% we will get that to you, okay? But regardless, back on track, average retail dollar amount, okay? We want to know this number because at the end of the day, think of it like a GPS. If I'm standing somewhere, middle of nowhere, don't know where I am, and I want to get to Vegas, without knowing where I am, I have no clue how to get there. I can say I want to make money, more money all day long, but if I don't know where these numbers are at, I don't know what to pump my efforts in to get there at all. I don't know if my current client base is even capable of bringing me that dollar amount that I want to do. 9 times out of 10, your current client base can get you to your next goal, your next revenue goal overall. It's just about shifting the way that we look at these things, okay? How much retail am I getting out of my current clients and things of that nature? So that was number 7. Number 8, we're putting number 6 and 7 together, okay? What is my average ticket total per client, okay? That is revenue and services together. So all the revenue that I have gotten, 100% of my total revenue divided by the total number of clients I have seen. That is when a client walks through my door, the average amount of cash money I am going to be getting from them, okay? Got to know this number. That is how you know how much money you should be making at the end of the month. Because if every client usually per visit is worth $150 to me, I know that if I get 5 clients in the door this week, I should be walking away with about $750 if I just did the math in my head right, okay? That way you know and you have an idea of what to expect out of your weeks to come, okay? You know how many new clients you have to have coming in your door to reach your revenue goal, okay? Let's say that I personally want to make $3,000 this month, okay? I want it, $3,000, we're there. But my average total ticket price, retail and services all included, is $50. That means I have to get, how many clients is that, 60? 60 clients in the door in order to make that happen. If I'm only sitting at a clientele of 15 right now, that's not plausible, not at the current price point. So I have 2 options. I can either put in the work, bust my ass, get a crap ton of clients, or I can raise my prices or get more retail sales out of each client. You have options for how you grow. It's not always about, I need more clients, I need more clients, I need more clients. Sometimes it's about how can I serve my current clientele to the highest level? Is it through raising my prices? Is it selling more retail? Where's the holes? Where's the gaps? Knowing these numbers is going to help you find those holes and gaps, okay? So know, we already went over your average service price per client, your average retail price per client, and now your average overall ticket price per client, okay? Type a 1 in the chat if you know this number off the top of your head. You know, on average, if you were to get 4 clients in this week, how much money they would spend with you. 1 in the chat. Natasha said, makes sense, I'm learning already. That's the goal, baby girl. I want you to walk away with some takeaways. Christy said 1, she knows what that number is for her. Who else knows that number? Type a 2 in the chat if you don't know that number. If you're sitting right now and you're like, I never thought to calculate this before. Okay, if that's you, if you're about to type a 2 in the chat, or even if you're skimping and not typing a 2 in the chat because you don't want to be embarrassed, which is okay, you better have notepad and pen out writing this down, okay? I want you to know this number. Like the back of your hand, you should be able to spout it off when anyone asks you. Christy said, I use Salon Runner and it does it for me. Boom, perfect. Most softwares will, okay? Like Vagaro, if you use Vagaro or any of these other types of like appointment tracking softwares, they should be able to spit this out for you. The important thing is that they also tell you that they spit out retail and services split so you can see where your holes lie, okay? So, average ticket per client. Number 9, how many clients do you see on average per day, okay? How many clients am I seeing on average per day? So if in a week, if I spent 5 working days and I saw 100 clients, that means on average per day, I saw 20 clients. Some days it may have been 25, sometimes it may have been 15, but on average, I saw 20 clients a day. When you know on average how many clients you are seeing per day, then you know where your gaps are where you can grow. Because if on average I'm seeing 5 clients a day, but I know that my schedule has room for 10, then I now have a goal. It doesn't matter if some days I see 3 and some days I see 7. I know that on average I see 5 clients a day and I need to gain 5 additional clients each day in order to hit my goals, okay? It lays that all out for you. Most of your scheduling softwares should be able to spit that number back out at you, but on average, how many clients do you see per day? I don't want guesses. I want you to know the real number, because here's the thing about our guesses. We usually always guess at a number that makes us feel a little bit better. Like, oh yeah, you know, I saw 6 clients yesterday, so 6. When in reality, if you take the average, it's more like 2 or 3, and you just had one really good day, okay? Every single time I ask half of you what your revenue is per month, you tell me what one really good month was 3 months ago. Oh yeah, 40K a month. What was it last month? 20. Like, you get what I mean? We want to make sure that we know what our actual number is. How many clients do we see per day? And then we got to do the math on how many clients can we see per day. What's my gap? What can I fill in, okay? Know these things. Last number that you have to know as a salon or spa professional in order to grow a successful business is your lifetime value of a client, okay? So you need to know if one new person comes in and sees me today, over the course of the next year, how much are they worth to my business? Is it $100? Is it $1,000? How much is it, okay? How do we calculate this? Well, I have a formula for you, okay? Take a screenshot if you want to, but it is that average total ticket price that we discussed earlier, okay? So retail and services combined, the average ticket that you receive per client, okay? And then also think about the frequency that a client comes to visit you, okay? Is it every 8 weeks? If it's every 8 weeks, what we want to do, let's see, is it 8 or 6? I think it's 6 weeks. So if it's every 6 weeks, we'll go with that because that's a commonality. If it's every 6 weeks, you have to divide 52 by 6, okay? So 52 is the amount of weeks in a year. Divide that by 6, I believe it comes out with like 7 point something something, okay? It's like basically 8. If you round it up, it's 8. That's the real number, okay? So the frequency that someone comes to visit you in a year is 8 times. If they're coming every 6 weeks, they see you 8 times in a year. Does everyone follow so far, or do you have any questions over that? Okay. So in this little parentheses, we calculate a little 8 because they come to see us 6 times, or every 6 weeks, which is 8 times in a year. Okay. Now, if it's different for you, if people are coming every 4 weeks, you'll plug in 4 right here, divide 52 by 4. That's how many times they come and see you in a year. If it's every 2 weeks, same thing, divide 52 by 2. That's 26. That means they come and see you 26 times in a year. Okay, calculate what that number is and multiply it by your average ticket price, okay? So let's say they come and see me every 6 weeks, which is 8 times in a year, and my average ticket price is $100. That means every client who walks through my door is worth $800 to me, because $100 times 8, which is how many times they come and see me in a year, is $800, okay? That's how much they actually bring me my business over the course of a year. So when you're making yearly goals, like I want to make $50,000 this year, how many clients do I need coming to me on a regular basis to make that? This is how you find that out. This is how you know in the course of a year how many clients I have to have on my client roster in any given month to make it happen, okay? Lifetime value of a client. This also, whenever you are doing organic work and you're doing the grit work to get a new client in, this is what helps that. This is what helps you mentally know, if I get one person, just one person to say yes from these organic strategies, that's worth $800 to my business, or that's worth $1,000 to my business. Mentally, that is far more enticing and far more likely to get you jumping out of bed in the morning than, you know, oh, they're gonna come in for a $25 appointment, yay. No, how much are they for the lifetime? How much are they if they stick around, if they stay with you forever? Because if your retention is on point, if your client experience is on point, if you're doing all those things right, that's how much that client is going to be worth to you for the long haul, okay? And that's something to get excited about. That's something to get out of bed over. Because if we can keep this client coming back month over month, that's money that we're not necessarily having to work for. They're just following the process, following the system, and getting in, okay? So that was the 10 numbers that every salon and spa needs to know in order to grow a successful business. We'll go ahead and do a review. I'm not gonna go over the formulas as we do the review just because it was a lot of information. So if you missed anything, highly recommend catching the replay. It will be here and be available as soon as I hop off this live. So as soon as I click the button that kind of splits me off live, the replay is gonna be right here in this group. Just give it a scroll and you'll be able to find it and kind of lock in on all of these different formulas and everything I brought to you today, okay? Please be sure, if you have any questions, let me know as we go through this review. Number 1, revenue, okay? How much total money in general at all did I bring in this month? Number 2 was overhead, okay? How much does it cost me to keep the doors open every single month? Lights on, doors open. Rent, utilities, insurance, things like that, okay? That is your overhead. To where if nothing else happened, if I didn't bring a client in, this is how much keeps the doors open. If I didn't even do a service on a single client, I had no product cost, I didn't advertise, how much did it cost to keep my doors open, okay? Huge, huge number. Profit, okay? How much money did I take home at the end of the day? Okay, how much money did I truly make? That is how much revenue you brought in, less every single cost you have. So your overhead, your advertising, your product, how much you spent on retail, any education you did, marketing, softwares, all the jazz, okay? Every single cost, every single penny that came out of that business bank account this month. Just take that out of your revenue. That's how much you profited. Cool, cool. It was also mentioned earlier in the video that if you use something like QuickBooks, it'll spit that number out for you, which is really nice. Number 4, number of clients you have seen this week or this month or all of the above, okay? How many clients did I see in total this week or this month? This number isn't necessarily impactful by itself, but we use it in a lot of the formulas that we bring up later on, okay? Retail revenue, how much money total this week and this month did I make from retail, okay? How much money did retail bring me? Am I happy with that number, yes or no? Okay, if you're not happy with that number, if it's not where you want it to be, let's raise it, okay? Let's start putting things in place to get more retail sales. Retail should be a very big driver in your business, and it's something that a lot of people in this industry sleep on, okay? 80% of your clientele should be hooked on your retail. Okay, your retail should damn near be a requirement for them to work with you. Because at the end of the day, if they are utilizing your retail, they're on a retail plan with you, they're automatically going to achieve a better result with your services. They're automatically going to see healthier hair if they're getting hair done with you. They're automatically going to see a way better result for anything that you're trying to fix with their face if they're going through facials with you, okay? Because home care is 70% of the battle. What's done in the treatment room is 20 to 30%, okay? Home care is huge when it comes to skincare. That's why it's so important. For lashes, you can do a great set of lashes all day long if they go home and they're using cleansers with oil in it or anything of that nature. If they're not taking care of it, they're not going to achieve the result that you want them to achieve. And they're probably not going to be happy. They may even turn around and blame it on you. Why? Because they didn't follow directions at home. But if we lay that out and supply them with the tools necessary, they will get their right result, okay? If you're doing microblading and they go home and they don't have the proper things to take care of it, again, they're going to screw up the brows. They're going to mess it all up. They're not going to achieve the result they want. You're not going to achieve the result you want either, okay? It doesn't matter what service you do. Like I said, you can rub on feet all day long. You can do waxing, upper lip waxing. I don't care. There is product out there that will make your service more impactful for the client and help them achieve a better result. You as a professional are responsible for knowing what that product is, okay? Average service price, okay? For every single service I am providing, every single client I am providing a service to, how much money am I bringing in from the services specifically, okay? So this is not with retail, this is just with the services. This is what will help you gauge if you need to raise your service prices, cool? Next, average retail dollars, okay? Per client I see, per client that sits their butt in my chair, how many retail dollars am I bringing in from them, okay? How much money in retail on average is each client spending with me? If you need the formula, go back, rewatch the training. Cool. Average total ticket price, retail and services included, am I getting from each client, okay? What is the average client worth to me for one visit, okay? Know that number. Average clients I see per day, this is what will help you know how much you can grow. If on average I see 5 clients a day, but I know that with the full schedule I have room for 10, I know I can double, or I know I have room for 1 more every single day. That way you can set goals for yourself every month of how many new clients do I need to achieve this month to have a packed schedule, okay? This is how you set those goals. And then the last one is the lifetime value, okay? So just to reiterate this one because I know it could have been a little confusing. Average ticket price per client, total retail and services included. Okay, that's this side. And then this side is 52 divided by the frequency of visits, okay? So how many weeks do they come to see you? Is it every 6 weeks, 8 weeks, 2 weeks? Okay, it's by weeks, but 52 weeks divided by the frequency of visits. So if they come to see you every 6 weeks, 52 divided by 6, it's about 8, okay? And then finish out the formula. So if your average ticket price is $100, they come to see you every 6 weeks. This side over here equals 8. 100 times 8 is 800, okay? That means your lifetime value of a client is $800 if that is the case. Okay, you guys, those were the 10 numbers that you need to know as a salon owner, as a spa owner, in order to achieve that next level in your business, okay? Just like I said, if I'm standing in the middle of the desert and I know I need to get to Vegas, I can't get there if I don't know where I'm at, okay? I can't get there if I don't know if I need to go take the highway or maybe go float this river over here down there. I don't know which direction to go. I don't know how to get there because I don't know where I'm at. Can't even plug it into the GPS because there's no starting point, okay? You have to have your starting point in order to get to your end goal. Write these words down. What gets measured gets managed. Doesn't matter if you are operating an entire team or you're solo, all of these numbers are relevant to you. And if you can measure them, if you know what they are, if you can pull them up on a weekly basis, just in a meeting with yourself, if you can just pull them up on a weekly basis, you can then manage them. You can then see, where am I falling short as a business owner, okay? This is what makes the difference between you operating your business as a hobby or as self-employed and stepping into the persona of being a business owner. Because that's what we're here to be. You wouldn't have joined this group if that wasn't the case, okay? You do not want to sit there and just have your profession be a hobby any longer. You want to step into that role of being a business owner. But if we're going to do that, we have to do the hard things. We have to do the things that business owners do, which means looking at the numbers and making fact-based, data-driven decisions, okay? This right here, my little slides for you guys, this is the data, okay? This is the data that will drive every single one of your business decisions. It is what will let you know whether or not you need to hire someone else in order to help you achieve that next level, if you need to pursue a different retail line, if you need to make a switch in location because the current location just isn't serving you. These numbers will help you make those decisions, okay? So just make sure that you took hella good notes, and if you didn't, go back and rewatch this training. And just take action on these things, okay? Have a chart for yourself. Fill it out on a weekly basis. Make sure you know these numbers and you're watching how they grow or how they fluctuate. Because at the end of the day, if I can look back 3 months ago at June and know that I did $3,000 in retail for the whole month, but I look at this month and I've only done $200 so far, I know I'm falling behind, okay? Because we're halfway through the month. I should be at $1,500 by now, right? If I was operating at the same level. So you can also see where you're falling behind based off what your potential is or what you've done before. There's so many decisions that can be made off these numbers, but we can't make those decisions in an educated way until we know the numbers, okay? If you got value from this live video, go ahead and type some ones in the below. Wow. Guys, every single week when it gets later and later, I just start, my mouth can't get out the words just right. But nonetheless, type a 1 below if you got value from this training. That is what I'm here for every single week, to help you guys get value and have actionable steps that you can take in your business to push yourself to the next level, to take yourself to where you are going above and beyond your goals. Solos, I want you making $10,000 a month, $15,000 a month. I want you getting there. Not because we're greedy or because we're dollar driven, but because, damn it, it's not that hard and you can do it. I know right now it seems like such a big number and it's so far away, but I promise you, if you run these numbers right, if you're focused on having your fair share of retail being a big part of your business and things like that, it is so freaking achievable. I can't even explain it. It's so achievable, okay? Everyone who is an actual owner and you have team and staff, I want you hitting $25,000 a month or 50 or freaking 100. Be the next Bree. Why? Not because we're just greedy and we want all the money or anything like that. It's not about that. It's because it is so freaking achievable. And if you can go out there and do it, that means that you can provide a better life, not only for your family and your kids and all that, but for your employees. Okay, how good would it feel to have a team of 6 employees doing $60,000, $70,000 a month, whatever it may be, and you then have the power to provide health care for them, which is unheard of in this industry. Or hell, get them a gym membership or anything like that. Like, how good would it feel for you to be able to provide that to someone? Okay? Those are the things that is going to shape this industry and that are going to take it from where it's at now to something totally different and totally just far better than what we're sitting at right now, okay? Right now, this industry is in a place of having a huge lack of respect for it, okay? People almost don't treat it, and you can see from everything that happened post-COVID, they don't treat it like a real profession or like a real job. You're just hairstylists, you're just estheticians, you're just this, you're just that. Okay? That's why it's not custom for people to actually have health insurance in this industry, which is ridiculous. It's not custom for you guys to achieve benefits and get vision and dental and all these things. So if you as an owner can take on that responsibility and step into that role of being a business owner and being responsible for people underneath you, and you can provide your employees with those benefits, like imagine the change that you would make. And if you can make that change in just 6 lives or 7 lives or however big your staff would be, think about what comes after that, okay? Huge shifts and changes are at your fingertips. You just gotta step up and own it and do it, okay? You have to step into the persona. You have to take the initiative. No one can do it for you. But if you do, you can make such a big change in this industry with just yourself, with setting the norm, okay? The reason why healthcare and benefits is not provided for most salons and spas is because it's not the norm. Make it the norm, okay? Be the person who steps up, be the leader, step into the persona, and make a freaking difference, because that is what we are all here for. With that said, you guys, if you want additional help or additional guidance on how to calculate these numbers or how to make sense of them for your business and how to make decisions based off of them, or just extra help in general with like what direction should I be going to achieve the next level in my business, I want you to type in hashtag elite down below. Elite is our immaculate coaching program for salon spas and beauty professionals that helps take salons and spas to the next level. We have wins going on in there every freaking day. Hopping on a call does not mean you are going to join, and you do not have to join just by participating in the one-on-one strategy session. But it never hurts to hear more about it, even if you do make a decision later down the road. I do urge you to find out more about it because it is freaking awesome. And there are just crazy wins going on in there every day. I'm actually gonna go ahead and just pull up my little channel where we put all of our wins for this group. And I'm just going to spout some off really quickly. We have Shauna, who said she booked 4 appointments last night and added $500 to her week, literally just in one night. 4 new clients, $500, like that freaking easy. Viola said she booked 3 appointments and 1 consultation in just 2 hours for free. She didn't even use ads to do this, you guys. She used organic methods, okay? Organic basically means it's free marketing. It's ways to just simply like post on social media, get your name out there, and turn that interest into paying clients with a dollar-driven relationship. Viola booked 3 appointments, 1 consultation in 2 hours. Rachel had 4 inquiries off of 1 post already. Let's see, Leslie did 6 new clients. Oop, my low power mode, whoops. 6 new clients and an appointment booked every day this week, and they just opened on 9/1, okay? 6 appointments, 6 new clients and an appointment booked every day this week. What the heck? Maylene said she connected with 10 past and potential clients. She added a service to an appointment coming up and got a referral from that client and booked a new appointment with a previous client and booked a new appointment with a brand new client. She just had all these ands in here. It's ridiculous. Felicia sold $975 plus tip laser hair removal package for a total of $1170. 1170. She said, I feel like crying. I'm super grateful. You guys, these are the types of things happening every single day in the elite group, and we want to bring it to you, okay? No pressure, but if you do want that additional one-on-one with one of our success coaches to talk through whether or not it is the right choice for you, go ahead and hashtag elite down below. I'll have my assistant reach out, book that time with you so that you can hop on the phone with one of our success coaches and just feel it out, okay? With that said, I'm gonna go ahead and hop off here, you guys. I hope you have a fantastic rest of your evening. If you do nothing else, literally just rewatch this training and take action. Know these numbers for yourself, because I guarantee you it will make such a difference in your business, okay? I am here every single week delivering completely free value for you guys, completely free deliverables and things you can take action on, okay? This is no fluff. This is no roo-roo, rah-rah BS, okay? These are actionable steps that you can do today, that you can take action on tonight to grow your business, okay? And there's tons more. If you guys will head over to the units tab of this group, there is training after training that I have done over the last couple of months. Last week, there was the 5 tips to get more clients off of Instagram, and there's so many before that that either myself or Jordan and myself did together. You can get so much value out of these things. I can't stress it enough, okay? So utilize this training, utilize all the trainings. These are free assets that we are delivering to you guys, okay? With that said, I'm gonna hop off here. I'm gonna stop rambling and I'm gonna let you go take action. I hope you all have a fantastic rest of your night. Per the usual, if you were catching me live throughout this whole process, type in #live down below. If you are catching my replay, type in #replay down below. And if you are wanting that additional one-on-one assistance to talk through your business and see if there is a better direction you can be heading in right now with additional resources and all of that jazz, type in #elite down below. One of our success coaches will reach out, set you up with a one-on-one call so that we can really give you the guidance and the help that you need, okay? Hope you all have a fantastic rest of your evening. If you have not already, add this live stream, this meeting, or this time, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, Mondays, to your calendar. That way you can always show up. You can always catch me live. We're here every single week, okay? I'll catch you all later. See you next week.